Jay Prosper, how you doing? I'm so glad to be speaking to you today. I'm so glad how the universe is working with me and bringing different revelations to me. And when it brings revelation to me, I love to share it with you guys. I want you to know that you may be going through a 9 month period, but like I said, the water has to break, the baby has to come. I want to speak to you about faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Meaning that if we have faith in something, it is there. Even though we don't see it with our eyes, we see it with our subconscious. Your manifestation is coming through faith. But there are people with different mentalities, and I need to show you this, people, because we want manifestations, but we have to get out of the boat. I'm talking about people that are in a boat. You have people with boat mentality. Now remember, there's a scripture where Jesus told Peter to walk onto the water. Peter was in a boat with everybody else. Some of us are in a boat. We are comfortable in our position. What the boat represents is a place of comfortability, but it's not a place of impossibilities. So even though you're comfortable, there are people that's in the boat. They're comfortable with getting their rent paid on time. They're comfortable with getting their car paid, but they want greater manifestations and greater things. That takes getting out of the boat, getting out of your comfort zone. Jesus told Peter that he can walk on water. Peter said, will you bid me to walk on water? Jesus said, walk on the water. Everybody else was in the boat. They was comfortable with their situation, comfortable with their car notes. But they wanted other things, but they was comfortable in the boat. But Peter took it a step further. He know that he trusted in the universe. He know he trusted in I am. And he know it was time for him to get out of that boat and do the things that was impossible and make them possible. Now, how can these manifestations become possible? For us getting out of the boat, getting out of our own mind and our own conscious, learning how to subject to the subconscious and learning how to use our spiritual intuitions to bring these things to manifestation. So you have to get out of that comfort zone. You have to start to walk on the water, know that you can walk on the water. Now, a lot of people want to know what walking on the water is. Walking on the water is just a symbolization that there is nothing impossible for you to do. There is no manifestation too impossible for you to have. There's no house that's too impossible for you to get. There's no amount of money that's too impossible for you to get. But you have to believe that you can walk on the water. In other words, you have to believe that you can get these manifestations. You have to believe that you can get that car and get that healing and get that relationships. You have to believe in the great I am. And when he bids you to come out and walk on the water, you need to take that step, not a step of faith. That step of faith from the impossibilities into the all things is possible arena. You have to step out of that I can't do all things to the I can do all things, because I trust in the I am. When you put the I am on that situation, what that I am does is the I am grabs you by the hand and it takes you off of the boat and it lets you know that you can walk on the water. Now, what God is going to do first, he's going to hold your hand through your situation and hold your hand while you're standing on the water, just like we do with a child. And then he's going to let you go. So once God gets you to the point where you have the faith to stand on your own, you won't need God to help you stand anymore, because God helps you stand on your own. And then you are able to stand on your own and he's there behind you just in case you need some support. But you want to get to the point with the mind that God has given us, with the mentality that God has given us. If we use our mind to other percentages, we can do all things. We can have what we want. So we have to get out of our comfort zone, people. We have to know that we can step onto the water, that we can do greater things. When we are sick, we have to know that our body can be healed. We have to get off the fact that we have to take this medication, or we have to see this person and see that person. We have to get to the fact where we know that the universe and God alone, the great I am, can give us the ability to walk on that water. Walk on the water of prosperity. Walk on the water of wealth. Walk on the water of faith. Walk on the water of relationship. You can do it. All you have to do is get out of that boat. Now, Peter looked back and he saw that they were sitting in the boat and they was comfortable, and they looked at Peter like he wasn't going to be able to walk on the water. But if God tell you you can do it, it can be done. If God said that you can get all things by trusting in him, it can be done. If he said you can get all things by treating people right, then it can be done. All you have to do is listen to the words of the I am and believe that it is power in the name of God, and believe that it's power. And when he tells you to get out of that boat and walk on the water, you have to get out of that boat. Some people are on their jobs. So what's walking on water? Walking on water is you have faith to have your own business. You have faith through the gift that God given you to do something greater in your life. Walking on the water is somebody that's at a job and they pay their bills and they comfortable because their bills are being paid. Some people are working on their job just to pay bills and they are comfortable with that. People that are comfortable with that are people with both mentalities. They just don't believe that they can do greater things. And some of them believe they can do greater things, but they don't want to take that jump or step of faith. Sometimes you have to give up where you're at and just jump into the faith arena and just see faith working for you and making things greater for you. You have to get out of it. Sometimes you have to cold turkey a job. Sometimes you have to cold turkey a relationship and get out of that boat that you've been in so long because you're in a convenient situation. It's still making you inconvenient. You can find yourself in a convenient situation physically, but spiritually you're not convenient. You can find yourself in content, in a physical contentment. You can be content with yourself, but spiritually you're not comfortable. So even what a boat mentality does is make you physically comfortable, but it makes you spiritually uncomfortable. So you are comfortable physically by everything that's going on around you, but your spirit is on higher heights. Your mind and your soul is reaching for greater manifestations and greater things. So what you have to find yourself doing, you have to get out of that boat. You have to get out of the physical mentality. You have to get out of the physical realm and believe that when you go into your higher self and you communicate with God, which is a higher being and the universe, and you collaborate with that energy, that you will be able to get out of that boat and you will walk on the water and you will get to the place in life where you want to be. You will get that manifestation financially. You will get that relationship that you want. You will get that house that you want. You will get that car you want, feeling that you want. But you have to get out of that comfort zone. You have to get out of that boat, people. You have to. Somebody's on the job right now, and you know you don't want to have to get out. And God is bidding you today to walk on the water. Somebody want to bid you a manifestation. I bid you today to walk on that water. Somebody want that house and that car. I bid you today to walk on the water. So you have to get out of that comfort zone, people, and learn how to listen to the voice of God and walk on that water. So this is Jay Prosper. You can reach me at the letter J. All right?
Disconnecting because you had a call.
Prosper, you can reach me at the letter J, PROSPA 2017 at gmail.com. The letter J, PROSPA 2017 at gmail.com. And we need to help you get out of that water, out of that boat, and walk on the water. If you need help getting out of that boat and walking on the water, I'm here for you. So I hope to hear you through email, and I hope to be in touch with you next with another inspiring message from the universe.